YouTube, I was going to do this, but link these two videos together. This one is part 2. Oh, I meant to say, hey YouTube. I was going to do that as my intro video. Yeah. So that's my thumbnail thing. Yeah, I was going to stick the two videos together and then just release it as one. Then I thought it'll just be a cheap money grabber, and I'll put 2 videos up so I get twice as many views. Maybe, assuming you watched the first one. Yeah. So the first one I was messing about with the idea of putting Yamaha called it a dry switch, but like a high pass filter, strangle switch type thing in this guitar, and I just kind of decided to sod it and used a push pull pot instead for a phase, which is a much more normal thing to do. It didn't seem the high pass filter thing didn't seem to be working in this guitar as well. Part of it's to do with my amp causing problems now. It's not so. Also, the other reason I've not put the two of them together is I've messed about a lot. I'm now using the drive channel in the amp, which isn't as noisy as the clean channel for some reason. I don't know. I think I was kind of looking at having a look at a schematic thing. I think all the valves are used sort of twice. There's 2 halves to every valve, maybe. I don't know. I tried swapping the valves about a bit and seeing if it made any difference, and it didn't do anything. I even tried using a valve out of an old Marshall I've got through next door, thinking that if it made more of a noise, it was something else. But it made exactly the same noise, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Just live with it, I guess. Anyway, so here is the Epiphone LP Special, which I'm going to put up for sale pretty soon. Yeah, it's in pretty good condition. If you hold the light up to it, it looks like it was obviously quite scratched at some point, but you have to really, really try and hold it up to the light and really, really look at it to see it's scratched. It's got a wee bit of a slight... I'm not sure if that's a dent or whether it's a wee bit of a knot in the wood. You can't even see it. Apart from that, it looks in pretty much mint condition. Serial number starts 13, so 2013 would sound about right. And it's now got a push-pull pot under the volume control. Both pickups. Bridge. So when you're in the middle position, I think I've adjusted the treble bass settings. I actually do quite a lot on that amp, so it's quite trebly anyway. But pull it out, you get that out of phase sound, maybe quack or honk if you want to call it that. That's a bit loud actually. I turned the whole amp down a little bit. Oh, I'm using the drive channel now. it doesn't make when you're using it. When it reverses the phase switch reverses the phase of the neck pickup. So when you're on the bridge pickup, it only makes a difference when you're in the middle position. So it goes. When you're using the bridge or the neck, it's just the bridge or the neck. They don't care whether they're backwards or not. If there's only one of them on, you have to have two on for them to be out of phase with each other. If you've only got one on, it can't be out of phase with another. It'll be quite a long riff, so. That didn't work at all, did it? I'm trying to find something. I was using that. I was messing about on the Telecaster with that really slow drum beat. I get jerky there. Last night, and having a great time, and it's like it doesn't seem to be. One chord. Different on the bridge pick up there. Take some tone out on it. I think what's thrown me is the amp, because I've been messing about with the settings in the amp, so things aren't the same as what they were before. So it's kind of changed everything around a little bit. Everything's responding a little bit differently. But I mean, the pickups to this guitar are really good. I haven't noticed this before with what did I say? It was 2013. Yeah, back in the old days when I bought my first Epiphone, the pickups in it were atrocious. It was a Samick built guitar. The pickups were terrible. I think they were intentionally terrible to make the guitar not as good as a Gibson. Whereas I think now they seem to just put better pickups in. I mean, the Epiphone ones are fine. I remember I was actually mentioning earlier on the guy. I borrowed a Yamaha Revstar off and copied that switch idea, the one that I decided not to put in this guitar. He had a, if you look at my videos, it was a Music Man Steve Lukather model, and it had a really, really microphonic bridge pickup, and it was like kind of, so I was looking about it, I thought, is really microphonic, is it something else, is it something to do with the electrics or whatever? So I swapped it in another pickup and it sounded fine, and it was like I could see it, I could feel his pain over the text messages. Like, up here, here's it was just a wee short clip of me playing it. He was like, up here, what kind of picture put? I was like, it was an Epiphone one, and you could see him just I could just feel it over the internet. Him going, you just put an Epiphone, like one of these pickups, into a £3,000 guitar. And it's like, oh yeah, I was just testing to see if it worked. I ended up buying it. The following day came around, I got a bare knuckle pickup in the post, like £100 pickup in the post. Like a couple of days later, it. I mean, to be honest, it was just one of these pickups. That good, and it makes it a wee bit different having the phase switch in it. As I said, if you've got one of these and you're thinking of adding it's quite a good mod to do, the phase switch. It's quite useful, and you just kind of ignore it. You wouldn't know it was there. It doesn't make any difference when it's not on. But it's quite annoying because you have to do a wee bit of fancy wiring on the actual switch to do a phase switch, because all you're doing is basically taking the plus and the minus, the two cables that come off the pickup, and swapping them over. That makes it out of phase. So you can make it permanently out of phase if you want by just putting the two wires on the wrong way round onto the pot or the switch. Yeah, you often, I'm rabbiting here, bit of info. If you ever stick a humbucker, you've got a Strat, you think, I'm going to put a humbucker in it, and it sounds fine on a humbucker, but when you're in the position 2, when you've got them both on, it's got that out of phase thing, which doesn't sound as pleasant as out of phase like this. It just sounds broken. It's because, in general, I don't know why this is, but single coils seem to be one way round and humbuckers seem to be the other. So if you've got like a single coil that's like an earth and a shield and a positive, and then you've got a humbucker with a shield and a positive, if you put them both on at the same time, they're out of phase, so you have to flip one of them round. Normally, it doesn't really make any difference in a single coil normally. Well, if you get a single coil that's got just like two wires coming off it, that's fine, but sometimes you get like the shielded cable. And that's, I mean, just that's one of the things. The way it's like, if you don't know a good way around, it's just to put a phase switch on anyway. Like not on one of these because it has to be in. If it pushes in to be off. So if anyone's had that problem, you'll know exactly what it is when you I put a humbucker in. And it sounds great when it's on the humbucker and it's on. It sounds great when you're on the single coils in the room, but you mix the two together, it sounds awful. That's why. Yeah. So 2 videos in one day. I think I might have a wee bit of a Telecaster jam. I've been playing so many Strats that I've just I got a Fender Strat, that one there, about a month ago, maybe was it a month ago, something like that, the Trade Tuesday thing, and then I started maybe probably look at other Strats, so I fixed up that one, sorted it out. I already had that one, and then that one, and there's actually more Strats kicking about, and I've got another one hanging up in the garage ready to be painted. I've not yet decided what I'm going to do with it. It's a really good one actually. It'll be coming up for sale. I'm kind of not really that incentivized to do it just now. I want to put this up for sale, but I don't want. I'm not breaking, COVID restrictions, or I'm told not to say that word. Okay, I'm not breaking the lockdown to try and to sell a guitar really. So if I put it up for sale, someone else has to come, and I'm kind of making them do it. So I don't know. Maybe I could just post it with my Hermes or something like that. I don't know if anyone's interested. Might put it up for Saturday. The thing is, it's like, even if nobody buys it, gives something to look at, because I assume everyone else is the same as me. You're looking up eBay and Gumtree and Facebook Marketplace, like looking at guitars like I always do. There's very, very few on there, so maybe just put it on for a bit of publicity and entertainment, even if nobody's going to buy it. You know, it's like maybe someone could reserve it and pick it up in 3 weeks' time or something like that. But I always like these guitars. Ever since they came out, it's bolt on neck, but I mean, make any difference. The tuners are the sort of not as good type, but they work fine, and there's nothing wrong with them. I think maybe they won't last as long. You know, maybe you find in 10 or 20 years' time they might be rubbish and broken, but I mean they're fine just now. They'll do. I'd gig this no problem. Yeah. So rock on, 2 videos, twice as many views for me. Yay! Catch you later.